Virgo, thank you for being here and welcome to your 2015 forecast. This is a picture of January 1st, 2015, which will give a surge of energy, here you are, Virgo, of what a theme will be or what the year will start off to be. And it starts off as Saturn has gone into Sagittarius. If you've been following the other videos, you know Saturn's gone into Sagittarius on December 23rd. This is significant to you as it is pushing against your Virgo. Saturn and Sag in squares the Virgo energy, and it's pushing against you for the next 2.5 years to step up to the plate and basically prove yourself to the world, be who you can be. But it comes from internally. It's not about seeking outside approval, but it's about what you know you can do, your own talents. It is moving into a part of the world or part of your world that represents, you might find that you move. Over the next 2.5 years, there may be movement for you for where you live. Now, if you don't literally move, then it's a metaphor for moving on, and that some big changes can come up around home or family. Now, when we go into the year, there are different messages that we get from the universe, and one of the ones that we are specifically going to look at first is the Mercury retrogrades. As you know, Mercury is your ruling planet. So when your ruling planet does anything significant, it's more important to you. Mercury by itself is a messenger and will give messages to everybody. But for you, it has a bit more significance. The first time it goes retrograde January 21st in Aquarius. It's connected with the moon, close to Venus. The sun's already gone into Aquarius. And it's asking you to ask yourself, do I have my health in order? Am I doing things that are good for me? Is the routine of my life in order? And what I mean by that, do you let things pile up and then have to get to it? Or do you have a system from which everything can help you and support you? And there may be reaching out and asking others for help, or communicating or getting information from others, because Aquarius is an information energy, information, knowledge that will help you in your daily routine, like how can I get more done in less time, and also how can I stay healthy throughout, to be good to my body and stay healthy throughout my life. Now, the next Mercury retrograde is May 18th, and it's in Gemini. And that is all about your career and what you want to do with your life. Now, if you're working a job you don't like, but it serves the bills, and there's something else that's more important for you, that's maybe a hobby, but you don't get paid for it, then think of that as more of your career. It's about how you relate to it. And this is a time to rethink it. Doesn't mean you have to change it, but it's a rethinking, what can I tweak? What can I do? How can I get myself out there? How can I be more visible? The third Mercury retrograde is on September 17th, and that is from Libra. And that energy is like asking you to ask yourself and figure out, and when I say ask yourself, things can come up, things can happen. So in January, early February, okay, I really got to get organized. And the May, June time is, I'm hearing from all kinds of people around my work, and things are really stalled, and I really need to if I want a better job, I need to communicate that and get out there. And then in September, it's about your talents, your gifts, but also your finances. What do I need to do to develop my talents so I have a more abundant life? And then the next place we look for information about what's going to happen this year is through the solar eclipses and the lunar eclipses. The first one's March 20th, the day that the sun goes into Aries, but it happens just 6 hours before in Pisces opposite your sign. And this is very significant because there is a shift that is happening with the lunar node, which has been in Libra, in a part of your chart that says develop your talents, develop your resources, and in doing that, you will develop more prosperity and abundance in your life. On October 11th, the North Node is not going to go into your sign, Virgo. Big deal. But before we get there, there's a solar eclipse in Pisces on a fixed star that represents a little bit of sorrow and suffering. So there's a lot of angst that can come up at that time. And it has to do with other people. Do I have the partnerships that I want in my life? And this is going to be, there's a little bit of a theme that's going to start around partnerships for you. Then on April 4th, what we have is the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is April 4th, and this is tied up with Uranus, the planet Uranus. See, the sun is at 14 degrees connected to Uranus at 16 degrees, which is square Pluto at 15 degrees. And here's the moon, right? Opposite. So there's a lot of tension. And you may find the first week in April that for you personally, there could be some money issues that come up. How am I going to pay for things? What do I need to do to juggle things? These are the things I want. And also, it is connected to, do I have the resources that I want to be happy, to be joyful? Because there's this planet of transformation in the house of joy. It also represents the house of love affairs. So if you're dating, this also can come up with dating and, who you're dating, who you're seeing. It's not necessarily a marriage relationship, but if you are married, it is suggesting that bring some more romance into the marriage. Otherwise, there could be a shift around that. Now, we go into the solar eclipse on September 13th. And there, see, it's now in Virgo. The eclipse being in your sign. Now, unless you're born around the 12th, 13th, or 14th, it will be more subtle for you. It's a reminder, I need to be true to myself. If you were born around the 12th, 13th, or 14th, and it's conjunct your sun, then it will be in your solar return. It will be a more important, significant year for you. And there will be a chance to change your job or to do something significantly different, and to a message to remember to take care of yourself. The next extremely significant factor that we have is the Venus retrograde, which only goes retrograde every couple of years, is going retrograde in your sign. She dips into Virgo, goes retrograde at 0 degrees of Virgo, goes back into Leo, and then goes direct at 14 degrees of Leo. Now she's moving slowly. She'll start to pick up speed, but this retrograde is impacting Leos and Virgos more because she's crossing over your sun sign. She's in your sign. Now, this is about being true to yourself. Do I have what I want in my life? What is significant to me? What is important to me? What is it that I'm dreaming of? What do I value? Also, during this retrograde period, on August 11th, Jupiter leaves Leo and goes into your sign Virgo, where it will be for the next year. It is very important for you to be aware and conscious of what is going on around you, because there will be opportunity. Even in adversity, there will be opportunity. You want to look for the opportunity. Jupiter doesn't drop the lottery ticket in your lap, unfortunately. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But it does unlock a door, cracks it open, And it's up for you to be aware of, oh my gosh, that door just opened up. I can go through it now. So be conscious of that. Like, you have a whole year, but it will be, it's on August 11th that it goes into Virgo. So during your, see, this chart on the inner wheel is the day that the sun enters into Virgo, which is the 23rd of August. So on all your solar returns, Virgos, you will have Jupiter in your sign, which is a very positive aspect. Now, we close out the year with some reminders here that on the 17th of September, which happened to be the day that we have the third Mercury retrograde of the year, we have Jupiter opposite Neptune. Now, Neptune, as you know, has been opposite your sign. It moves very, very slowly. It's only going from 7 degrees to 9 degrees this year. So unless your sun is at 7, 8, or 9, it won't really impact you, except it will impact you when it gets up to your sun sign. It will impact you in a slower way about realizing whether or not the people that you count on are there for you. Now, the Jupiter opposite Neptune on the 17th, Jupiter-Neptune is about expanding your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. The problem side of Jupiter-Neptune is it's not grounded. And if you can ground things, now even though Jupiter is in Virgo, which is what's the practical side of things, the Neptune-Jupiter says, who cares about practicality? Just if you can dream it, if you think it, it's going to happen. Well, the Saturn energy that is exact on November 26th from Sagittarius over to Neptune, that says if you do not put concrete steps to the dreams that you have, you will feel depressed or disappointed. So don't feel depressed or disappointed. Just figure out your Virgo. You can figure out the steps that need to be done and have that confidence that you can do it and be able to move beyond that, be able to move through that, even though Saturn square in your sign could present some obstacles, especially for the early Virgos. That early Virgo meaning between August 23rd and September 2nd will feel the Saturn energy the most this year. That, again, you have 2.5 years of Saturn, and it's until it's exact to your sun, it's no big deal. But this is the big deal, is to take advantage of the Jupiter energy that's here, look into your dreams, and find a way to make a reality. Now, the year ends with Uranus going direct on December 25th. So for those that celebrate the Christmas holiday, you can have unexpected gifts because Uranus wants something different. But it's also an opening energy, an enlightenment energy, and that energy for, okay, let's get going. Let's make some changes. Have a wonderful 2015, and I really thank you for being a subscriber and for sharing.